Hello everyone and welcome to my third episode of my series of Elden Ring challenge runs. As you can tell, I've done some work off camera, but it wasn't anything major, mostly sites of grace and maps. The reason I have gone so far out of my way to make it here is for the new whip, Urami. I probably butchered the name. With this, I could finally power stance my whips for a better moveset. I actually died here a few times because I was an idiot, but you could probably make it through here in about 30 seconds to get the whip yourself. Make sure to jump from the center here and not the corner, that's how I died my last couple times. Just quickly deal with the hands and then we'll have our new whip. Now that we have a new weapon, now we need to upgrade it. So here I'm just grabbing smithing stones because my weapons are really weak. And preferably get them up to plus 7 or 8 will do, which I'm pretty sure I do get them up to there in the end. But for the most part, I just run through here to get the bell bearing. Something really helpful about whips that I didn't even think about is that they don't bounce off the miners, so that makes going through here and killing all the miners a lot easier. I'm trying not to kill all of them for the sake of not dragging this video on for too long. But you get the point. Whips are really effective against them. Now I'll take the elevator down and I'll go to the lower level, probably get lost for a bit, and I'll figure out where to go. As you can see, I had to make a cut here, because I actually did die and get lost. I had to kind of figure out where I was and make my way back. So if you're wondering why some of the smithing stones are gone and why these dudes have respawned somehow, that's why. So I finally reached the boss. So I did figure out that because these whips do not bounce off him, it actually does pretty decent damage, but I have to use the correct whip. If I use my little sword whip thing, that does almost nothing. But if I use my basic whip, it does strike damage, which does a lot against the Crystallian. As you can see here, I've just realized that and I'm making the change to my whip, so I can two-hand it and deal a lot more damage and preferably a lot more stance pressure as well. Now that we've got the poise break, it's very easy just to L1 spam the Crystallian to death. out and give the bell bearing to the twin maiden husks to go buy ourselves some smithing stones and upgrade both our whips.
You know how to lay out your arm.
So we make our way back to Stormvale Castle, not to kill Godric, but to grab a wet blade, and also grab the jumping attack talisman, as that will be very helpful. Fucking birds are the worst, just watch. Birds and dogs, I swear to God, I'd fucking kill them all in this game if I could. Sometimes the firebombs can fail to break the barrels. If so, just roll through them, because if you roll through them, the barrels will break, and they can't blow up on you anymore. But preferably wait and bait out a firebomb first, just to make sure you don't get bombed. Take my Flask of Wondrous Physique here, just to make sure if he does hit me, it won't hurt me too bad. But as you can see, my jump attacks are more than enough to whittle down his health. One big problem with whips, as you would have just saw then, is that sometimes any amount of hyper armor is enough to stop you from being able to stun them. So even the slightest bit, even him backstepping, was enough to stop us from being able to stun him. I had to do this jump twice because I completely forgot about grabbing the wet blade right after I grabbed the claw talisman. So I teleported back just to realize I could have just stayed here and jumped down. But if you want to do the same thing I did, you can, but I'd recommend you just go down from where you are. There's no point making that jump again. Now these guys can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but eventually I got to them. It was just the archers. Once the archers went down, there was no problems left, so then I fast travel back, and then like I said, I make the jump again. The reason I want this wet blade so bad is because it allows me to add a keen affinity to my weapons. And for my second whip, the sword one, that actually gives it an A scaling and dexterity at only level 8. Now, this might be able to go to S rank, I have no idea. But all I know is that because I've got so many points of dexterity, it is just so much more damage. So the reason I've made this long journey all the way here to Raya Lucaria is because there's a wet blade here that gives you a magic affinity to your weapon, but it also has the added benefit of actually allowing you to apply cold to a weapon. This means I can add frostbite build-up and kill Grail, although it will be slow. It's easier than getting bleed when you only have 6 total whips at your disposal, and the only whips that have bleed are all the way up in the mountaintops of the giants. I just quickly run through here. Try not to get grabbed, but if you do get grabbed, try to escape if you know how. If not, I can't really explain it to you because I can't really remember. I just kind of mash buttons and it works. So you run past the dogs, they suck, and then hope the elevator is ready when you need to go so the dogs can't get on with you. And I try to hit the dogs there just in case they tried to climb up, but as you can see, none of them got on. So now I sit here, kill that dude because I'm an asshole, and then just sit at the grace. Now Red Wolf is an easy fight, but Red Wolf can also be very unpredictable and very annoying with his magic and attacks. As you can see, his magic mixed with his base attacks is why my shield just broke there. But with my whips being as upgraded as they are, he's as squishy as ever. It's not really that big of a problem. He tries to spam magic right at the end here just to see if he can squeak out a win, but it's easy enough to dodge and he does a nice easy jump attack which is very easy to punch. And that's Red Wolf Eradigon, real easy. So I spent the runes I got from winning, and then I immediately run over to that wet blade I was talking about. As you can see, it's actually really close, right after the Red Wolf Eradigon fight. Just kill this dude, and you've got it. Real easy. Oh yeah, I also did some cleaning up of some bosses, so I killed the Putrid Tree Avatar and Kaled, just for some runes while I was passing by. I killed the Knight's Cavalry and Dragon Barrow, because I was there, and it was funny because he glitched the first time, but you know, he eventually worked for me. So using that cold affinity I got, I put it on both my whips to apply frostbite, and as you can see, it works pretty well. He's dead now. And this will help me because now I have more stamina to fight Godric, and Godric's easier when you can always dodge. I recommend just running to the side here. If you roll through this and just keep going this way, the Omen will see you, but by the time he sees you, you've dodged almost everything else, and all you've really got to deal with is the dog. I saw a shiny here and I was too gullible to leave it alone, so then I ended up getting cornered with the birds, but I managed to get out without getting hurt too badly, luckily. I would not recommend going for that though, because it's mostly a death trap. The Godric fight is a fight I have a lot more practice than I have with Margit, because I really like this fight. Although I haven't really fought him in a while, so you'll see I get hit initially, just figuring out my openings and just wearing off the rust of not fighting him for a while. Anyway, once I figure it all out, you'll see I have absolutely no problems fighting him. And you'll notice I put the Keen Affinity back on both my whips to deal more damage, because honestly I'm not that big into Frostbite, because I don't like having to keep up the aggression. Even though I'm sure I could on this boss, considering how well I know his moveset. Anyway, I'll just leave the rest for you to watch and enjoy. know I said I wouldn't speak, but there is a really nice poise break here, as you can see. Really helped me get some extra damage in as I go finish off the fight.
I am the Lord of all that is golden,
And that is officially Godric the Golden. First remembrance, I don't know if I'll do all remembrances, probably not. But if you want to see that, let me know and I'll consider it. So this is officially the end of the third episode of the White Man Challenge in Elden Ring. Heavily based off my friend. Very nice guy. Mario's thick, creamy cake inspired me, and I recommend you check out his Big Black Man playthrough right after mine. Alright, thanks for watching.